The Complete Works of William Shakespeare by William Shakespeare. Act V. Enter Chorus. Chorus. Vouchsafe to those that have not read the story, that I may prompt them, and of such as have, I humbly pray them to admit the excuse of time, of numbers, and due course of things, which cannot in their huge and proper life be here presented. Now we bear the king toward Calais, grant him there seen, heave him away upon your winged thoughts athwart the sea. Behold, the English beach pales in the flood with men, with wives and boys, whose shouts and claps outvoice the deep-mouthed sea, which like a mighty whiffler for the king seems to prepare his way. So let him land, and solemnly see him set on to London. So swift a pace hath thought that even now you may imagine him upon Blackheath, where that his lords desire him to have borne his bruised helmet and his bended sword before him through the city. He forbids it, being free from vainness and self-glorious pride, giving full trophy, signal, and ostent quite from himself to God. But now behold, in the quick forge and working house of thought, how London doth pour out her citizens. The mayor and all his brethren in best sort, like to the senators of antique Rome, with the plebeians swarming at their heels, go forth and fetch their conquering Caesar in, as, by a lower but loving likelihood, were now the general of our gracious empress, as in good time he may, from Ireland coming, bringing rebellion broached on his sword, how many would the peaceful city quit, to welcome him? Much more, and much more cause, did they this harry. Now in London place him. As yet the lamentation of the French invites the King of England's stay at home, the Emperor's coming in behalf of France, to order peace between them, and omit all the occurrences, whatever chanked, till Harry's back return again to France. There must we bring him, and myself have played the interim, by remembering you 'tis past. Then brook abridgment, and your eyes advance after your thoughts, straight back again to France. Exit. Scene I. France. The English camp. Enter Fluellen and Gower. Gower. Nay, that's right, but why wear your leek today? St. Davy's Day is past. Fluellen. There is occasions and causes why and wherefore in all things. I will tell you, ask my friend Captain Gower. The rascally, scald, beggarly, lousy, pragging knave, Pistol, which you and yourself and all the world know to be no better than a fellow, look you now, of no merits, he is come to me and brings me bread and salt yesterday, look you, and bid me eat my leek. It was in a place where I could not breed no contention with him, but I will be so bold as to wear it in my cap till I see him once again, and then I will tell him a little piece of my desires. Enter Pistol. Gower. Why, here he comes, swelling like a turkey cock. Fluellen. 'Tis no matter for his swellings nor his turkey cocks. God bless you, ancient Pistol! You scurvy, lousy knave, God bless you! Pistol. Ha! Art thou Bedlam? Dost thou thirst, base Trojan, to have me fold up Parca's fatal web? Hence! I am qualmish at the smell of leek. Fluellen. I beseech you heartily, scurfy, lousy knave, at my desires, and my requests, and my petitions, to eat, look you, this leek. Because, look you, you do not love it, nor your affections and your appetites and your digestions does not agree with it, I would desire you to eat it. Pistol. Not for Cadwallader and all his goats. Fluellen. There is one goat for you. Strikes him. Will you be so good, scald knave, as eat it? Pistol. Base Trojan, thou shalt die. Fluellen. You say very true, scald knave, when God's will is. I will desire you to live in the meantime, and eat your victuals. Come, there is sauce for it. Strikes him. You called me yesterday mountain squire, but I will make you today a squire of low degree. I pray you, fall to, if you can mock a leek, you can eat a leek. Gower. Enough, Captain. You have astonished him. Fluellen. I say, I will make him eat some part of my leek, or I will peat his pate 4 days. Bite, I pray you, it is good for your green wound and your bloody coxcomb. Pistol. Must I bite? Fluellen. Yes, certainly, and out of doubt and out of question too, and ambiguities. Pistol. By this leak, I will most horribly revenge. I eat and eat, I swear, Fluellen. Eat, I pray you. Will you have some more sauce to your leek? There is not enough leek to swear by. Pistol. Quiet thy cudgel, thou dost see I eat. Fluellen. Much good do you, scald knave, heartily. Nay, pray you, throw none away. The skin is good for your broken coxcomb. When you take occasions to see leeks hereafter, I pray you, mock at 'em, that is all. Pistol. Good. Fluellen. Aye, leeks is good. Hold you, there is a groat to heal your pate. Pistol. Me a groat. Fluellen. Yes, verily and in truth you shall take it, or I have another leek in my pocket, which you shall eat. Pistol. I take thy groat in earnest of revenge. Fluellen. If I owe you anything I will pay you in cudgels. You shall be a woodmonger, and buy nothing of me. But cudgels. God be wy you, and keep you, and heal your pate. Exit. Pistol. All hell shall stir for this. Gower. Go, go, you are a counterfeit cowardly knave. Will you mock at an ancient tradition, begun upon an honorable respect, and worn as a memorable trophy of predeceased valor, and dare not avouch in your deeds any of your words? I have seen you gleeking and galling at this gentleman twice or thrice. You thought, because he could not speak English in the native garb, he could not therefore handle an English cudgel. You find it otherwise, and henceforth let a Welsh correction teach you a good English condition. Fare you well. Exit. Pistol. Doth fortune play the huswife with me now? News have I, that my doll is dead I the spittle of malady of France, and there my rendezvous is quite cut off. Old I do wax, and from my weary limbs honour is cudgelled. Well, bought I'll turn, and something lean to cut purse of quick hand. To England will I steal, and there I'll steal, and patches will I get unto these cudgelled scars, and swear I got them in the Gallia wars. Exit. Scene 2. France. A royal palace. Enter at one door, King Henry, Exeter, Bedford, Warwick, Gloucester, Westmoreland, Clarence, Huntingdon, and other lords. At another, Queen Isabel, the French king, the Princess Catherine, Alice, and other ladies, the Duke of Burgundy and other French. King Henry. Peace to this meeting, wherefore we are met. Unto our brother France, and to our sister, health and fair time of day, joy and good wishes to our most fair and princely cousin Catherine, and, as a branch and member of this royalty, by whom this great assembly is contrived, we do salute you, Duke of Burgundy, and Princes French, and peers, health to you all. French King. Right joyous are we to behold your face, most worthy brother England, fairly met. So are you, Princes English, every one. Queen Isabel. So happy be the issue, brother England, of this good day and of this gracious meeting as we are now glad to behold your eyes, which hitherto have borne in them against the French that met them in their bent the fatal balls of murdering basilisks. The venom of such looks, we fairly hope, have lost their quality, and that this day shall change all griefs and quarrels into love. King Henry. To cry amen to that, thus we appear. Queen Isabel. You English princes all, I do salute you. Burgundy. My duty to you both, on equal love, great kings of France and England, that I have labored, with all my wits, my pains, and strong endeavors, to bring your most imperial majesties unto this bar and royal interview, your mightiness on both parts best can witness. Since then my office hath so far prevailed that, face to face and royal eye to eye, you have congregated, let it not disgrace me if I demand, before this royal view, what rub or what impediment there is, why that the naked, poor, and mangled peace, dear nurse of arts, plenties, and joyful births, should not in this best garden of the world, our fertile France, put up her lovely visage. Alas, she hath from France too long been chased, and all her husbandry doth lie on heaps, corrupting in it own fertility. Her vine, the merry cheer of the heart, unpruned dies, her hedges even pleached, like prisoners wildly overgrown with hair, put forth disordered twigs, her fallow leaves the darnel, hemlock, and rank fumitory doth root upon, while that the coulter rusts that should deracinate such savagery. The even mead, that erst brought sweetly forth the freckled cowslip, burnet, and green clover, wanting the scythe, all uncorrected, rank, conceives by idleness, and nothing teems but hateful docks, rough thistles, kexies, burrs, losing both beauty and utility, and as our vineyards, fallows, meads, and hedges, defective in their natures, grow to wildness, even so our houses and ourselves and children have lost, or do not learn for want of time, the sciences that should become our country, but grow like savages, as soldiers will that nothing do but meditate on blood, to swearing and stern looks, diffused attire, and everything that seems unnatural. Which to reduce into our former favor you are assembled, and my speech entreats that I may know the let, why gentle peace should not expel these inconveniences and bless us with her former qualities. King Henry. If, Duke of Burgundy, you would the peace, whose want gives growth to the imperfections which you have cited, you must buy that peace with full accord to all our just demands, whose 10 hours and particular effects you have enskeduled briefly in your hands. Burgundy. The king hath heard them, to the which as yet there is no answer made. King Henry. Well then, the peace, which you before so argued, lies in his answer. French King. I have but with a cursory I erglanked the articles. Pleaseth your grace to appoint some of your council presently to sit with us once more, with better heed to resurvey them, we will suddenly pass our accept and peremptorian. Swear. King Henry. Brother, we shall. Go, Uncle Exeter, and Brother Clarence, and you, Brother Gloucester, Warwick, and Huntington, go with the king, and take with you free power to ratify, augment, or alter, as your wisdoms best shall see advantageable for our dignity, anything in or out of our demands, and will consign thereto. Will you, fair sister, go with the princes, or stay here with us? Queen Isabel. Our gracious brother, I will go with them. Haply a woman's voice may do some good, when articles too nicely argued be stood on. King Henry. Yet leave our cousin Catherine here with us, she is our capital demand, comprised within the forerank of our articles. Queen Isabel. She hath good leave. Exeunt all except Henry, Catherine, and Alice. King Henry. Fair Catherine, and most fair, will you vouchsafe to teach a soldier terms such as will enter at a lady's ear and plead his love suit to her gentle heart? Catherine. Your Majesty shall mock me, I cannot speak your England. King Henry. O fair Catherine, if you will love me soundly with your French heart, I will be glad to hear you confess it brokenly with your English tongue. Do you like me, Kate? Catherine. Pardonnez-moi, I cannot tell what is. Like me. King Henry. An angel is like you, Kate, and you are like an angel. Catherine. Que dit-il? Que je suis semblable à les anges? Alice. Oui, vraiment, sauf votre grâce, ainsi dit-il. King Henry. I said so, dear Catherine, and I must not blush to affirm it. Catherine. O bon Dieu! Les langues de hommes sont pleines de tromperies. King Henry. What says she, fair one? That the tongues of men are full of deceits. Alice. Oui, dat de tongues of de mans is be full of deceits, dat is the princess. King Henry. The princess is the better Englishwoman. I faith, Kate, my wooing is fit for thy understanding. I am glad thou canst speak no better English, for if thou couldst, thou wouldst find me such a plain king that thou wouldst think I had sold my farm to buy my crown. I know no ways to mince it in love, but directly to say, I love you. Then if you urge me farther than to say, do you in faith? I wear out my suit. Give me your answer. I faith do, and so clap hands and a bargain. How say you, lady? Catherine. Sauf votre honneur, me understand well. King Henry. Marry, if you would put me to verses, or to dance for your sake, Kate, why you undid me. For the one, I have neither words nor measure, and for the other I have no strength in measure, yet a reasonable measure in strength. If I could win a lady at leap-frog, or by vaulting into my saddle with my armor on my back, under the correction of bragging be it spoken, I should quickly leap into a wife. Or if I might buffet for my love, or bound my horse for her favors, I could lay on like a butcher and sit like a jack-in-apes, never off. But before God, Kate, I cannot look greenly, nor gasp out my eloquence, nor I have no cunning in protestation, only downright oaths, which I never use till you are geed, nor never break for urging. If thou canst love a fellow of this temper, Kate, whose face is not worth sunburning, then never looks in his glass for love of anything he sees there, let thine eye be thy cook. I speak to thee, plain soldier. If thou canst love me for this, take me; if not, to say to thee that I shall die is true, but for thy love, by the Lord, no, yet I love thee too. And while thou livest, dear Kate, take a fellow of plain and uncoined constancy, for he perforce must do thee right, because he hath not the gift to woo in other places. For these fellows of infinite tongue, that can rhyme themselves into ladies' favors, they do always reason themselves out again. What? A speaker is but a prater, a rhyme is but a ballad. A good leg will fall, a straight back will stoop, a black beard will turn white, a curled pate will grow bald, a fair face will wither, a full eye will wax hollow. But a good heart, Kate, is the sun and the moon, or rather the sun and not the moon, for it shines bright and never changes, but keeps his course truly. If thou would have such a one, take me, and take me, take a soldier, take a soldier, take a king. And what sayst thou then to my love? Speak, my fair, and fairly I pray thee. Catherine. Is it possible that I should love the enemy of France? King Henry. No, it is not possible you should love the enemy of France, Kate. But in loving me, you should love the friend of France. For I love France so well that I will not part with a village of it, I will have it all mine. And Kate, when France is mine and I am yours, then yours is France and you are mine. Catherine. I cannot tell what is that. King Henry. No, Kate? I will tell thee in French, which I am sure will hang upon my tongue like a new married wife about her husband's neck, hardly to be shook off. J'ai quand sur la possession de France, et quand vous avez la possession de moi, let me see, what then? Saint Denis be my speed! Donc votre est France, et vous êtes mien. It is as easy for me, Kate, to conquer the kingdom as to speak so much more French. I shall never move thee in French, unless it be to laugh at me. Catherine. Sauf votre honneur, le français que vous parlez, Illinois est meilleur que l'anglais lequel j'y parle. King Henry. No, faith, is not, Kate, but thy speaking of my tongue, and I thine, most truly falsely, must needs be granted to be much at one. But, Kate, dost thou understand thus much English? Canst thou love me? Catherine. I cannot tell. King Henry. Can any of your neighbors tell, Kate? I'll ask them. Come, I know thou lovest me, and at night, when you come into your closet, you'll question this gentlewoman about me, and I know, Kate, you will to her dispraise those parts in me that you love with your heart. But good Kate, mock me mercifully, the rather, gentle princess, because I love thee cruelly. If ever thou beest mine, Kate, as I have a saving faith within me tells me thou shalt, I get thee with scambling, and thou must therefore needs prove a good soldier breeder. Shall not thou and I, between St. Denis and St. George, compound a boy half French, half English, that shall go to Constantinople and take the Turk by the beard? Shall we not? What sayst thou, my fair flower de luce? Catherine. I do not know dat. King Henry. No, 'tis hereafter to know, but now to promise. Do but now promise, Kate, you will endeavor for your French part of such a boy, and for my English moiety, take the word of a king and a bachelor. How answer you, la plus belle Catherine du monde, mon très cher et divin dies? Catherine. Your Majesté avez fausse French enough to deceive de most sage demoiselle that is en France. King Henry. Now, fie upon my false French. By mine honour, in true English, I love thee, Kate, by which honour I dare not swear thou lovest me, yet my blood begins to flatter me that thou dost, notwithstanding the poor and untempering effect of my visage. Now, besure my father's ambition. He was thinking of civil wars when he got me, therefore was I created with a stubborn outside, with an aspect of iron that, when I come to woo ladies, I fright them. But, in faith, Kate, the elder I wax, the better I shall appear. My comfort is that old age, that ill layer up of beauty, can do no more spoil upon my face. Thou hast me, if thou hast me, at the worst, and thou shalt wear me, if thou wear me, better and better, and therefore tell me, most fair Catherine, will you have me? Put off your maiden blushes, avouch the thoughts of your heart with the looks of an empress, take me by the hand, and say, Harry of England, I am thine, which word thou shalt no sooner bless mine ear withal, but I will tell thee aloud, England is thine, Ireland is thine, France is thine, and Henry Plantagenet is thine, who, though I speak it before his face, if he be not fellow with the best king, thou shalt find the best king of good fellows. Come, your answer in broken music, for thy voice is music and thy English broken, therefore, Queen of all, Catherine, break thy mind to me in broken English. Wilt thou have me? Catherine. Dat is as it shall please le roi mon père. King Henry. Nay, it will please him well, Kate, it shall please him, Kate. Catherine. Then it shall also content me. King Henry. Upon that I kiss your hand, and call you my queen. Catherine. Laissez, monseigneur, laissez. Ma foi, je point que vous abaissez votre grandeur en baissant la main d'un notre seigneur. Indien serviteur. Excusez-moi, je vous supplie, mon très puissant seigneur. King Henry. Then I will kiss your lips, Kate. Catherine. Les dames et demoiselles pour être baises devant leurs noces, Illinois n'est pas la coutume de France. King Henry. Madam, my interpreter, what says she? Alice. Dat it is not be de fashion pour les ladies of France, I cannot tell what is baiser in English. King Henry. To kiss. Alice. Your Majesté entend betre que moi. King Henry. It is not a fashion for the maids in France to kiss before they are married, would she say? Alice. Oui, vraiment. King Henry. O Kate, nice customs curtsy to great kings. Dear Kate, you and I cannot be confined within the weak list of a country's fashion. We are the makers of manners, Kate, and the liberty that follows our places stops the mouth of all fine faults, as I will do yours, for upholding the nice fashion of your country and denying me a kiss, therefore, patiently and yielding. Kissing her. You have witchcraft in your lips, Kate. There is more eloquence in a sugar touch of them than in the tongues of the French council, and they should sooner persuade Harry of England than a general petition of monarchs. Here comes your father. Enter the French power, and the English lords. Burgundy. God save your Majesty. My royal cousin, teach you our princess English? King Henry. I would have her learn, my fair cousin, how perfectly I love her, and that is good English. Burgundy. Is she not apt? King Henry. Our tongue is rough, cuz, and my condition is not smooth, s. Oh that, having neither the voice nor the heart of flattery about me, I cannot so conjure up the spirit of love in her, that he will appear in his true likeness. Burgundy. Pardon the frankness of my mirth if I answer you for that. If you would conjure in her, you must make a circle. If conjure up love in her in his true likeness, he must appear naked and blind. Can you blame her then, being a maid yet rosed over with the virgin crimson of modesty, if she denied the appearance of a naked blind boy in her naked seeing self? It were, my lord, a hard condition for a maid to consign to. King Henry. Yet they do wink and yield, as love is blind and enforces. Burgundy. They are then excused, my lord, when they see not what they do. King Henry. Then, good my lord, teach your cousin to consent winking. Burgundy. I will wink on her to consent, my lord, if you will teach her to know my meaning, for maids, well summered and warm kept, are like flies at Bartholomew tide, blind, though they have their eyes, and then they will endure handling, which before would not abide looking on. King Henry. This moral ties me over to time and a hot summer, and so I shall catch the fly, your cousin, in the latter end, and she must be blind too. Burgundy. As love is, my lord, before it loves. King Henry. It is so, and you may, some of you, thank love for my blindness, who cannot see many a fair French city for one fair French maid that stands in my way. French King. Yes, my lord, you see them prospectively, the cities turned into a maid, for they are all girdled with maiden walls that no war hath entered. King Henry. Shall Kate be my wife? French King. So please you. King Henry. I am content, so the maiden cities you talk of may wait on her, so the maid that stood in the way for my wish shall show me the way to my will. French King. We have consented to all terms of reason. King Henry. Is so, my lords of England? Westmoreland. The king hath granted every article, his daughter first, and then in sequel all, according to their firm proposed natures. Exeter. Only he hath not yet subscribed this, where your majesty demands, that the King of France, having any occasion to write for matter of grant, shall name your highness in this form and with this addition, in French, Notre très cher fils Henri, Roi d'Angleterre, Héritier de France, and thus in Latin, Preclarissimus filius noster Henricus, Rex Anglii et Hers Franci. French King. Nor this I have not, brother, so denied, but our request shall make me let it pass. King Henry. I pray you then, in love and dear alliance, let that one article rank with the rest, and thereupon give me your daughter. French King. Take her, fair son, and from her blood raise up issue to me, that the contending kingdoms of France and England, whose very shores look pale with envy of each other's happiness, may cease their hatred, and this dear conjunction plant neighborhood and Christian-like accord in their sweet bosoms, that never war advance his bleeding sword twixt England and fair France. Lords. Amen. King Henry. Now welcome, Kate, and bear me witness all, that here I kiss her as my sovereign queen. Flourish. Queen Isabel. God, the best maker of all marriages, combine your hearts in one, your realms in one. As man and wife, being two, are one in love, so be there twixt your kingdoms such a spousal, that never may ill office, or fell jealousy, which troubles oft the bed of blessed marriage, thrust in between the pact ion of these kingdoms, to make divorce of their incorporate league, that English may as French, French Englishmen, receive each other. God speak this Amen. All. Amen. King Henry. Prepare we for our marriage, on which day, my lord of Burgundy, will take your oath, and all the peers, for surety of our leagues. Then shall I swear to Kate, and you to me, and may our oaths well kept and prosperous be. Senate. Exeunt. Epilogue. Enter chorus. Chorus. Thus far, with rough and all unable pen, our bending author hath pursued the story, in little room confining mighty men, mangling by starts the full course of their glory. Small time, but in that small most greatly lived this star of England. Fortune made his sword by which the world's best guerdon he achieved, and of it left his son imperial lord. Henry VI, in infant bands crowned King of France and England, did this king succeed, whose state so many had the managing, that they lost France and made his England bleed, which oft our stage hath shown, and for their sake, in your fair minds let this acceptance take. Exit. The first part of Henry VI Dramatis Personae King Henry VI Duke of Gloucester, uncle to the king, and Protector Duke of Bedford, uncle to the King, and Regent of France Thomas Beaufort, Duke of Exeter, great-uncle to the King Henry Beaufort, great-uncle to the King, Bishop of Winchester, and afterwards Cardinal John Beaufort, Earl of Somerset, afterwards Duke Richard Plantagenet, son of Richard late Earl of Cambridge, afterwards Duke of York, Earl of Warwick, Earl of Salisbury, Earl of Suffolk, Lord Talbot, afterwards Earl of Shrewsbury John Talbot, his son Edmund Mortimer, Earl of March, Sir John Fastolf, Sir William Lucy, Sir William Glansdale, Sir Thomas Gargrave, Mayor of London Woodville, Lieutenant of the Tower Vernon, of the White Rose or York faction Bassett, of the Red Rose or Lancaster faction a lawyer jailers, to Mortimer Charles, Dauphin, and afterwards King of France Rainier, Duke of Anjou, and titular King of Naples, Duke of Burgundy, Duke of Alençon, Bastard of Orleans, Governor of Paris, Master Gunner of Orleans, and his son General of the French forces in Bordeaux, a French sergeant, a porter, and old shepherd, father to Joan La Pucelle Margaret, daughter to Rainier, afterwards married to King Henry, Countess of Auvergne, Joan La Pucelle, commonly called Joan of Arc, lords, warders of the Tower, heralds, officers, soldiers, messengers, English and French attendants. Fiends appearing to La Pucelle. Scene: England and France, the first part of King Henry VI.